Hey everyone. On our podcast show today, we are looking at more ideas to click at COMPUTEX 2026. And one such idea is this one right here. It's called the LYNK Plus, and the inventor is,
Nick?
is right beside me.
Yeah.
LYNK
Okay.
Plus, right? LYNK Plus. Nikolaus Kohl is the sole owner of LYNK Plus Cooling.
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yeah. So good enough.
Good
It
enough.
is.
He's
We.
the guy. He's the guy. If you want this product right here, which is a super duper easy to use cooling system that is water based. Everything is so easy to use on this thing. I myself, I'm just kind of processing what he told me about the ease of use. I simply have to hand this over to you to kind of give us a kind of rough idea of how this actually works together in the
Okay.
industry.
So we call it modular all-in-one cooling. So it's all pre-filled at the factory, but we can do CPU, GPU, all of it. But you can do it in the same loop because we have the quick connector, which is similar to what they use for all the AI servers and all
Okay.
of that. But this one's plastic,
Yes.
not metal. Yeah, and really easy to use. So when you can just connect it with one screw. Like, so this is coming usually of a radiator. You have a radiator, you have two units, a radiator unit that includes a pump, has fans on the radiator. And then you have the cooler unit, which can be a GPU cooler or CPU cooler.
Okay.
And you just click this into the coolers. Like with, or no, you don't actually click it. It's a use a screw, you screw it in.
Okay.
But you can screw it out at any time and no liquid will come out.
So-
So you never need to fill it. You don't need to do any maintenance. It just works.
So in this case, I guess a lot of enthusiasts, especially beginners, our first cooling systems are basically the AIO,
Yeah.
right? Or from air cooling to AIO,
Yeah.
and then the AIO to it's a long jump to custom water blocks and everything
Yeah.
like that. That's a big jump. That's a big commitment. There's a lot of learning and trial and error and broken components that we have to go through until we learn that. I guess this is kind of a good. If that's pro, this is prosumer.
Yeah. But like ease of use wise,
Yeah.
almost on the same level as an all-in-one, but you
Incredible.
get almost all of the benefits of the custom. So that was
Okay.
the goal, like really bring the benefits that you get using custom. So if you have a CPU all-in-ones, and then you already have almost all of the benefits of having a custom cooling for just the CPU, performance is not that different. Like if you have a triple radiator
Yeah.
for with the custom liquid cooling, if you don't have a CPU all-in-one, they're not that far off. We're trying to bring this to the GPU as well, but not only GPU but CPU because we can click and connect. So you can use these connectors. You have one unit, so you can just cool one GPU.
Yeah.
That's what we're selling right now.
Yes.
5090, 5080 is coming within weeks.
Okay.
Now, but you can also like disconnect and then add a CPU cooler, which will be coming in a few months.
Very cool. So, like, where have you been hiding? Because this seems like the perfect product for so many people that are into just they see the system at the LAN party.
Yeah.
They want that system. They want that performance. But my gosh, I have hands that look like potatoes, and I can't do that type of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Where have you been?
So we've been hiding in a dark room doing a lot of R&D for a long time.
Okay.
Like a lot of reliability testing, all of this. This was not easy to do. Like the quick connector, you have a lot of metal ones out there, but they're expensive.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So like to bring GPU cooling to the mainstream to make this work, like we have to make it easy to use.
Yes.
We may have to keep up the performance. Like it has to be high performance.
Yeah.
But we also have to make it affordable.
Yes,
So for that reason, for example, we really had to go to plastic for a quick connector. But I actually only know 3 companies in the world, other companies that
Yeah.
can do no-spill quick connectors in plastic. It's really hard to do. So it took a while, and all the other stuff like longevity,
Yes.
like being maintenance-free,
Yes.
like this, like air in the system is a problem. GPUs are way hotter than CPUs.
Yes.
Probably don't need to tell you. Most of your listeners might know.
Absolutely.
Like so. That actually makes the system a lot tougher to engineer, like maintenance free. Because like our goal is really like you can plug this in and
Yeah.
forget about it for 5 years. So that's what we guarantee. That's our goal.
I think a lot of
and it's been
consumers
tested to actually be able to do that. Yeah.
That is such a consumer centric approach
Yeah.
to this, because I know a lot of consumers
Yeah.
out there. We see them at the LAN party. They're still asking for help. My cooler fell off.
Yeah.
What do I do? Of course, you help them, but then you realize that they want better performance, just like everyone else.
Yeah.
Either they do it themselves and they learn, or they get someone to build it for them. But I think this type of solution, because you've taken the time to go slow, so
Yeah.
that they can go fast.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. So they don't have to worry about anything like this. It's really hard to actually do something wrong. Like whatever you do, like it's almost impossible to get water to leak out by accident.
Yeah.
Like this, you really have to want to force it. You're like we actually tried to we tried stuff like trying to rip off the tubing. Like our strongest engineer couldn't do it. So
God.
we tried to do things wrong and make it easy. Like I'd still recommend to read the manual,
Yeah.
but you could probably work it without reading the manual.
That's
But
incredible.
maybe just watch the 2-minute video. That's
Yeah.
all you need.
Watch a tutorial, and
Yeah.
if you do something wrong, watch the tutorial, and then go back and fix it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's because no one reads the manual, right?
Yeah.
That's exciting because looking at these types of products, we actually need some innovation in the space that allows us to continue to upgrade our PCs, right? Like
Yeah.
right now, because and this is the theme of the show, AI Together. AI has kind of also divided the industry somewhat with
Yeah.
a lot of the different cooling and cases and everything. No one's building a PC because memory is too expensive,
Yeah.
GPUs are scarce. This might be a great next step for a lot of people that want to just get some more performance by increasing the cooling, but they
Yeah.
wanted that pro setup, but they don't have the
Yeah.
skills for that. This might be a great fix.
Yeah, like especially if you're living somewhere hot,
Yeah.
like in the summer, like cooling is an
Taiwan.
icky cooling is an issue for you. So basically, like you have like GPU temperatures with air coolers are often like around like 50, 80, 50, 90,
Yes.
actually around 70 C.
Yeah.
So we can drop it to low 50s. So
That's
and we like
incredible.
you get maximum boost all the time. You're not temperature
Yeah.
constrained anymore. You take the temperature constraint out. So yeah, so this actually is an upgrade. CPU all-in-ones, you don't really switching from a cheap cooler
Yeah.
to a really good CPU all-in-one, you don't really notice anything in gaming performance or anything that's running on the GPU, mainly where the bottleneck is in GPU.
Yes.
The CPU all-in-one, like it lowers noise, but
Okay.
that's all it does for you. But this one actually it will increase your performance.
You know what? A lot of people I don't think about a cooler being that sort of an upgrade because if you look at how NVIDIA is actually embedded the overclocking algorithm software,
Yeah.
it'll scan the GPU and try to maintain that
Yeah.
performance. But the temperature changes year round. It cannot do that. But if with
Yeah.
water cooling,
But for the NVIDIA boost, the temperature is one of the factors
Yes.
that it uses, and like temperature is one of the like actually does cause the GPU to slow down
Yes.
a bit, not a huge amount,
Yeah.
unless it's really hot, unless something is wrong with the cooler, but it does cause it to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
So and we just take that out of the equation. Like you always, temperature is never the constraint if you go for a good liquid cooling setup.
you also give a lot of headroom. I mean,
Yeah.
from 70 to 80 down to 50ish.
Yeah.
That's a really good range of
Yeah.
performance that you can achieve, right? And that's better than just changing. Like, there's a lot of things that you can do. Obviously, airflow is the first thing that you should take care of.
Yeah.
But like changing thermal paste, changing the air cooler, changing to a AIO. This is so much more superior in
Yeah.
range, right?
Yeah, like this is like liquid cooling is just way better. There's a reason why they're using it on all the servers. Like you won't find any of the AI servers, liquid
Yeah.
cooling or any like high performance cars. There used to still be cars with air cooled engines. Like, that doesn't really exist. They use it to cool the batteries on the EVs. Liquid cooling just
Yes.
works better than pure air cooling. Like this, you can just get a larger surface area mounted to the case
Yeah.
that you can get on the cooler that's just mounted to the chip. You have constraints there. I mean, we all know the huge GPU air coolers right now.
Yes.
Like they're huge,
Yeah.
but still liquid cooling can be even bigger. You can even have even more surface area, like even better performance from a liquid cooler that's mounted to your case, where the cooling, the radiator is actually mounted to the case. So yeah, more or like better than a heat pipe basically, or vapor
Yes.
chamber.
And you're offering a solution that makes it more accessible to
Yeah.
more people, right? Which
That-
is incredible.
That's our goal. Like I mean, long term, like we're starting out now. Right now, you can buy in not in the US yet, but
Yeah.
soon. But it's a matter of weeks now. You will be able to buy the upgrade coolers. So
Okay.
to switch it over, some companies, some SIs may do that for you.
Yes.
So you can buy a full system or a GPU. Like in Europe, you can do that. Like they will switch over the air cooler over 5090 for you at no extra cost. But we allow, like PNY announced it, we're working with PNY. They will be releasing a 5090 where the
Great.
cooler is already factory mounted.
Yes.
That's other, and that makes it then really easy to use for people.
Yeah.
Like this, but we also want to make it affordable, as I said. Like so,
Yeah.
bring the price down. So the target price for the US for the upgrade kit is less than $300.
That's not terrible,
Yeah.
considering what you would have to do to getting the same performance by bending your own tubes,
Yeah.
cutting them,
All of
and
it.
having all the fittings and the custom water block and everything like that. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, and I mean this one, it's it's one SATA connector to connect the pump and a couple of screws, and that's all you got to do. Got to do
incredible.
more than doing air cooling. So anybody who can do air cooling can do this.
Yeah.
So we are coming from a gaming background.
Yes.
We're not industry veterans or
Yeah.
something. So we really see it from the consumer side. We're coming from a gaming background, but we also workstation. We also see as an option. So we know all of the AI guys. It's not great for us. We're also not happy about the memory prices.
Yeah.
I think few people are, but we are definitely not happy about the
Yes.
memory prices. We feel it ourselves.
Yeah.
We're not firmly in one camp. We don't hate AI or workstations. So our thing is also it also works in workstations.
Yeah.
So you can do like small servers like multi GPU with 600 watt 5090 or
Okay.
the RTX 6000 Pro 6000.
Yes.
That thing is 600 watts. Like you cannot do multiple of these in
Okay.
one case air cooled. So, but with our system, you can do multi GPU, but really easy. You don't need custom liquid cooling for this.
That's
like
beautiful.
where somebody who has a lot of knowledge, like so our thing, like you watch a 2-minute tutorial and
Yeah.
you know how to install it. You don't need to do days of research to learn how to do
Yes.
custom liquid cooling and then spend a couple of days building your loop
Yeah.
for the first time. Like it will take you a few more minutes
Yeah.
than doing an air cooled setup. That's it. We're talking minutes here, not hours. Like not days learning it.
No one
minutes.
has time for that,
Yeah.
especially if they want the performance today. And I guess in this case, you're kind of bridging the gap between the operator
Yeah.
and the enthusiast. But
Yeah.
you're giving them the R&D from the enthusiast side. They've made it easy, and you've given the operator the option to actually
Yeah.
purchase the same performance.
Yeah, that's kind of what CPU all-in-ones did for CPU liquid
Yes.
cooling. Like everybody can install that now. Like it used to be
Easily.
like you needed to know how to leak
Yeah.
test, how to all of this. Like what fittings do you need to make it
Yeah.
connect, all of that. You need to have all that know-how. Now you can just go out and buy CPU on one, and actually they're easier to install
Yes.
than a big air cooler because they're less bulky. It's easier to get to the screws around the
Yes.
socket. So that's where we want to go.
Yeah.
Just really make it easy. And we think it's like if we once we grow it, we have more availability. We bring the cost down.
Yeah.
Then this is something for everybody basically who right now uses CPU on one because their GPU is definitely hotter than their CPU.
Yes. And I find that also too, if you're like we were talking about air cooled batteries versus liquid cooled, if we can, and we don't know when this scarcity will end with the GPUs and the memory, so we can just take a quick upgrade to actually allow the equipment to last a lot longer because it's cooled better.
Yeah.
Then the next upgrade might be a little bit. We will actually be able to get to the point where the scarcity is no longer to make that up.
It actually improves longevity as
Yes.
well because a lot of your failures in the PC are heat related.
Absolutely.
Like this, so with GPUs being 70, 80 C, if you bring the board down to 50 C,
Yeah.
like components just
just
last a lot
cruising,
longer.
right?
If you look at the like power supplies, all the capacitors there,
Yeah.
they're rated for a certain amount of hours at 90 C or at
Yeah.
a certain temperature. The better ones are rated for higher temperatures,
Yes.
the more expensive ones. So basically, all the electronic components, they last longer if they're cooler. And one thing that we also get, like with the liquid cooling, you can directly exhaust all the heat out of the case.
Yes.
So we do like a normal GPU, it blows all of the heat, like hundreds of watts into, and then
Yeah.
some of it goes out, some of it is just circulating
Yeah.
in. We're getting 100% of it
Everything's
out.
out.
Everything's out. We're on the. You have the radiator blowing out.
Yeah.
Everything's out. That means the inside case temperature is just a few degrees above the outside room temperature, which means it also makes your RAM like it's better for your RAM, it's better for your motherboard,
Yeah.
it's better for everything around. Like so, actually, it does increase longevity. Yeah.
Definitely, and I think that's one of the benefits of the proper cooling is that, especially in this day and age where scarcity is a bit of a thing, you have
Yeah.
to extend your upgrade cycle
Yeah.
now just a little bit for the time being. An upgrade like this is incredible,
I don't-
especially in the
yeah.
marketplace.
I don't have any numbers for it, but like lowering your inside case temperature by 15 C,
Yeah.
it will cause less RAM failures like this. But I can't tell you how
Yeah.
many, but it will
Any
it will
failure is
reduce
bad
failures.
right now.
Yeah.
Any failure is bad.
Yeah.
It's
So
too
you
expensive
don't-
to
you
buy
do not
anymore.
want your RAM to
No,
buy right
definitely
now.
not. And I don't want to downgrade to DDR4.
Yeah. No, let's not go
Wonderful.
back.
Well, as an entrepreneur, this product has taken a long time, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you're still kind of perfecting
Getting
it, so the market is ready for something like this, and you're being very careful about it. So
Yeah.
we appreciate that as consumers, that when this goes out there, when it's mass market, when you can see it at the on the shelves at one of our retailers, like in Canada, we have Canada Computers.
Yeah.
We have like what's the other company? Memory Express.
Yeah.
In the U.S., we have Micro Center.
Yeah.
Once we have it on our shores.
Yeah, I was just talking to to Memory Express also like
Yeah.
not so long ago, and Micro Center yesterday.
Yeah.
Actually, in fact, so we're trying to
They're
trying to
excited
get
too,
it.
aren't
Yeah, they're excited. But what they're saying, like the main thing also, like they're excited especially about us bringing it directly on the GPU with
Yes.
PNY. So that's something that people love. Like swapping the cooler is what. There's two
Yeah.
hard things about installing like a custom liquid cooling setup. The one thing is all the filling, the
Yes.
connecting, the leak testing.
Yes.
The other thing is swapping the GPU cooler.
Yes.
I mean, mounting a custom CPU cooler, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Anybody can do that. But the filling and the swapping of the GPU cooler, those are the hard things. So that
Yes.
we're excited also about the partnership with PNY.
Very
That
good.
people won't have to do that anymore.
And that
Like
gives them a
this.
taste
Yeah.
of what's possible.
Yeah.
And if they want to do more, they can do more, because I believe that what you were saying is that there's going to be an upgrade kit that allows to loop in the CPU as well.
Yeah.
too.
So yeah,
Which is
so
incredible.
that is coming there, and so we want to do things right. Like we want to be the product to be the best it can be. So we did a lot of spent a lot of time testing for reliability.
Yeah.
Corrosion is something that some people might have heard of in CPU on ones.
Yes.
Like we did our homework. Like we're not gonna have that issue.
Yeah.
We're quite sure about that. We understand the chemistry.
Yeah.
What's happening there. Yeah, but we spend a lot of time on this, and we really want to make it easy. So in order to make it easy for the
Yeah.
consumer. long term.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, you probably have some more stories to tell as you've journeyed through this. And right behind us at the Innovex Center at Tynex 2, there's going to be a lot of companies that are just getting out there for the very first time,
Yeah.
wondering, like, is my concept going to survive? They're probably at the booth by themselves, just running it
Yeah.
by themselves. As a solo entrepreneur, now having the help that you need, what sort of advice do you have for
Okay.
people starting out in the tech industry?
Okay. I mean, there's a lot to say. Like our situation is maybe a bit different because financing was not the biggest issue for
Yeah.
us. We are part of a bigger family business group, so we have strong backing.
Yeah.
We don't need to go looking out for investors, and we aim pretty high. So
Yeah.
like we did a little bit something with some custom liquid cooling in between. But that's not. We didn't do like step by step. Do the custom liquid cooling.
Yeah.
That then finances the next
Yeah.
step. We didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thinking about that, like, I mean, what are you aiming for? Like maybe you find a step in between.
Yes.
Like if you need to watch out for your financing, like try to get like what's your minimum viable
Yeah.
product? You hear that a lot, but like some people just have a tough time because
Yeah.
they're aiming a bit high from the first get go. And then another piece of advice is also just to have a good team. Like so, I
Yeah.
was the sole founder for this.
Yes.
And I can tell you, it's good to have a team,
Yes.
especially a team that can complement each other.
Yeah.
Like so, because there's some stuff that I have to do that I don't particularly like
Yeah.
doing, but like it's the same way as it is for employees. They will do a good job if they are able to do it,
Yes.
if they have the ability to do it, and if they want to do it. So you
Yes.
need both. If you have both, then people can do a good job. If they're lacking one of them,
Yeah.
then it's not going to work out
No.
that well. So the same thing for you yourself as an entrepreneur. If you don't really like doing it,
Why are
it
you
make
there?
it like it's already hard starting
Yeah.
something, and if you got to do stuff that you don't like doing, that
What are you doing there, right?
you don't need any additional difficulty.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. So having a team where you complement each other, where you got for the tough jobs, you got somebody who's good at it
Yeah.
and who actually wants to do it.
Yeah.
That's one piece of advice that I can like really recommend. I know I'm not the first one doing
Yeah.
that, but like I kind of ignored that advice when I got
Yes.
started, and at some points down the line there, I regretted it a little bit. Let's say. Like,
Now, in this industry, because everyone's basically friends. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
we were just speaking to another a guest who said that, look, this industry, the people are the same, but the shirts will change.
yeah.
And that's sticking with me.
Yeah.
Do you agree that if you're lacking the skills, that the industry is still friendly enough that there is collaboration?
Yeah, like so that's also one mistake. We basically like we're based in Berlin, Germany,
Yeah.
so there's not that much computer industry around there. So naturally, like we didn't connect to too many people, but that's one thing that I can highly recommend to people. Like, I mean, don't only reach out to the industry when you're trying to start sales or something like this.
Yeah.
Go earlier. There's a lot of people with experience. Get people on
Yeah.
board with experience. That
Very
also makes things easier. That's something that we didn't do enough of.
Yeah.
And that would have saved us a lot of time and headache.
Yeah.
In the end, also money.
Yeah.
So if you're over at Innovex
Yeah.
and you're like hoping for grants and all of that, and money is a big constraining factor. Like reach out to people. There are people who have already solved this problem. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. First try to reach out to people who have already been there.
Don't try to be the lone wolf in a very collaborative industry.
We tried a bit too much to do that. Like instead of reaching out, like the first step should be to reach out. Then if you can't find anybody who can help you figure that out, then you start to all the research from the ground up. Start to look into it yourself.
There's so many people that are your cheerleaders as well too. They see this and they get excited themselves.
Yeah.
Those are the people that you need. They don't want to replicate this product. They want to help you get it to the finish line, right?
Yeah.
And those are the partners that you need, right?
Yeah, and I mean we like that as well. So we're looking to partner with people. This is not we're an OEM in the end. Like so we're looking to partner with people. So we want this to be on graphics cards from America. So we want to be friends with all the graphics cards. But we also think like the radiator right now we're selling it as like 360s that you put in your case. But we think in the end it should be integrated into the case.
Yeah.
So we also like want to be friendly with all the case companies, all of this. So So this kind of product, it's an ecosystem. This kind of product will work if others in the industry also want to do it.
Adopt the standard, right?
Adopt the standard. And in the end, like on the line, we are very happy that we are actually planning to make this a standard, and also let other people use a connector. The PC industry lives off standards.
Yes.
Like if everybody did it different, like if you could only use Asus graphics card and Asus motherboards and MSI motherboards with MSI, like that would not be nice.
No.
That would not be fun. So like the PC, whole PC industry, but also PC gaming lives of standards. So we're open to making this a standard as well, not
Very
just
cool.
keeping it for ourselves, not proprietary, but we got to make sure that the others keep the same level of quality that we will, because you could use a radiator that somebody else made to a LYNK Plus made GPU cooler, but they still have to work. They still have to play nice. The coolant, the chemistry has to work. So it's not something like we cannot just sell somebody a box of some boxes of connectors and just do your thing.
Yeah.
It's a bit more involved than that, but we're definitely open to this. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, speaking of collaborations, we have to throw to our sponsors really quick. We've got MTS Solutions, who was kind enough to throw together this space so that me and Nicholas here could actually have this really deep conversations about what they're working on and making sure that our audience out there is also equally as excited about this when it comes to their region in the world. And we also have to recognize Mesa Bistro, which is actually a networking connector space. Funny enough, this particular space here doesn't operate as a normal restaurant. You would think that this place should be filled all the time, but they only make their money when COMPUTEX, when Medical Taiwan, when Taipei Cycle, they serve all of the different meetings and everything like that.
Okay.
This place just is a meeting space the rest of the year. So they are our venue partner. So we want to thank them and they're also their team for inviting us into the space and making sure it's taken care of and taking care of our guests as well too. And finally, we also have our PR our PR person that's been helping us out with all this. ID Creative, Rita Flo. Thank you so much for wrangling us because we are difficult to work with. But Nicholas, thank you so much for sharing the story.
Thank you,
and
Stephen.
thank you for the advice to everyone behind us at Innovex. If they watch this and they learn from the master, I am sure that you'll get some handshakes the next time you walk into the hall.
Yeah, or reach out. Anybody who wants to collaborate, we are always happy to hear. We're easy to find on link.plus. It's not hard to find us.
And he's the guy with the fans.
Yeah, okay. Handing out fans to everyone.
Thank you so much, Nicholas.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Steve.
and we're looking forward to hearing from Uncle Winston. He'll be coming back from the show floor to share more of the things that he's seen from COMPUTEX 2026. So stay tuned for that episode. Bye for now.
Thank you.